Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I am Fayaz Ahmad, teacher, High School, Gundchabutra. In today's virtual class, we are going to talk about the blood vascular system. But before going to the blood vascular system, let me remind you that you must have gone through the different levels of organizations in your previous classes. Like cells, they combine to form tissues combine to form organs combine to form organ systems, and organ systems combine to form organism or an individual. So we can say this organism, it consists of organ systems. Like in our body we have different organ systems like digestive system and respiratory system, excretory system, skeletal system. In the same way, we have one more organ system called the blood vascular system. It helps in the circulation of fluids in our body. So far as this blood vascular system is concerned, it is divided into two parts. First is the blood vessels and second is the heart. So in today's virtual class, we are going to talk about the blood vessels. In the next virtual class, we will discuss the heart. So these blood vessels, these are the canals through which blood flows. These blood vessels, they are of three types in our body. First arteries, then veins, and capillaries. Let us discuss these different types of blood vessels one by one. First of all, arteries. Arteries are those blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart. They carry blood away from the heart. These arteries, all arteries carry pure blood except pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery actually carries impure blood from heart to lungs for purification. This is the exception. All arteries except pulmonary artery carry pure blood. This pulmonary artery, it carries impure blood from heart to lungs for purification. So these arteries, they are deeply seated. Blood in these arteries flows with jerks because heart pumps the blood in these arteries. That's why the blood flows with jerks. Blood flows very fast. These arteries are thick-walled and elastic. Their walls are thick and elastic. The lumen is narrow and without valves. Now, what is this lumen? In order to understand this, we have to first understand the structure of an artery or the transverse section of an artery. These arteries, the wall of an artery has got three layers. Let me draw it here. The wall of an artery has got three layers. The outermost layer is called the tunica externa. Suppose this is the outermost layer. This is the outermost layer of an artery. It is called tunica externa or tunica adventitia. Second name of this is tunica adventitia. The middle layer, I will draw it in different colors in order to differentiate the different layers. The middle layer of this artery, it is called the tunica media. This is the middle layer. This is the middle layer between this is the middle layer. This is called the tunica media. And the innermost layer is called tunica interna. This is the innermost layer. This is called tunica interna or tunica initia. So the walls of an artery, have got three layers. The outermost layer is called tunica externa. This layer is called tunica externa. The middle layer is called tunica media. This is called tunica media, and innermost layer, this is called the tunica interna or tunica initia. And this layer opens into a hollow space. This is called the lumen. And it is in this lumen that the fluid flows. So in case of arteries, this lumen is narrow. It's not so wide. It's narrow and it's without valves. Now, what are these valves? Let us first discuss the veins, and after that I will make you understand what are these valves and what are their functions. So far as the veins are concerned, they carry blood towards the heart. All veins, they carry blood towards the heart. They contain impure blood except pulmonary vein. This is an exception. This pulmonary vein, it carries pure blood from lungs to heart. These veins, they are superficial. The blood vessels that we see on our arm or on our different parts of our body, they are actually the veins. They are superficial. The blood flows smoothly. Walls are thin. The walls of these veins, they are thin and non-elastic. Lumen is wide. This lumen is wide in case of these veins, and this lumen is provided with valves. The function of these valves is that it prevents the opposite flow of blood. So far as the arteries are concerned, in these arteries blood flows fast because heart pumps the blood. They have to carry this blood to different parts of the body. So behind these arteries there is a pumping organ which pumps the blood, so there is no issue of opposite flow of blood. So far as these veins are concerned, there is no organ. They carry blood from different organs of our body. They carry it back to the heart, which then heart pumps this blood to the lungs for purification. So these veins, there is no pumping organ behind them. They have to carry blood from the parts of the body. There is no heart in our other parts like feet and head, etc. So these veins, they do not have any pumping organ behind them. So in order to prevent the opposite flow of this blood, these veins, they are provided with valves. Suppose this is a vein. This is a vein which comes from our lower parts of the body, and it has to collect the impure blood and then carry it back to the heart. And when the blood flows, these veins, they are provided with valves. This is the valve. When this blood enters into this section of the vein, this valve gets closed in order to prevent the opposite flow of blood, so that this blood will not go backwards again. So here, when this blood reaches in this section of the vein, here we have another valve. Then this blood passes into the another section, and the valve gets closed in order to prevent the opposite flow. In this way, these veins carry blood from our lower parts and upper parts of the body, and then they carry it towards the heart. So far as these capillaries are concerned, they are minute, extremely thin-walled blood vessels found in tissues. They are in tissues. These veins are the sites of these capillaries are the sites of exchange of gases. Exchange of gas takes place between blood and tissues and alveoli of lungs. And the sites of these this exchange of gases are these capillaries, blood capillaries. They are minute, extremely thin-walled. They have only tunica interna. They are not three layered. They have only one layer, that is the tunica interna. So we have discussed about the arteries, veins, and blood capillaries. You must have understood the difference between arteries and veins. These arteries, they carry blood away from heart. Veins carry blood towards the heart. These arteries, they carry pure blood except pulmonary artery. The veins carry impure blood except the pulmonary vein. These arteries, they are deeply seated. These veins, they are superficial. These arteries, in these arteries, blood flows with jerks, and veins, blood flows smoothly. These arteries are thick-walled and elastic. The walls of these veins are thin and non-elastic. The lumen is narrow in case of these arteries, and the lumen is wide in case of veins. This lumen is without valves in case of arteries, and the lumen is provided with valves to prevent the opposite flow of blood in case of veins. So in the next video class, we will discuss about the heart. Till then, stay home, stay safe.